One episode was too much awesome in 2 hours, so we made a separate one detailing our favorite moments from the beloved Indiana Jones saga. Enjoy.
We mixed, reloaded, re-edited.
Sometimes we get so deep into conversation that we have separate segments worthy of their own place in the sun.
Here is a reshuffled mini episode.
Meet me at Omar's. Be ready for me. I'm going after that truck.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
I'm allowing you to tag along. So why don't you give your mouth a rest? Okay, doll?
You know how to fly, don't you?
No. Do you?
Oh, no.
How hard
Oh
can
my
it be?
God.
I'm going after those horses.
I take the camels.
I don't need camels.
But indeed.
No camels.
Prepare to meet Kali in hell. I didn't know you could fly a plane. Why, yes. Land, go.
Temple of Doom is amazing. It's been sort of a lifeline for me as far as inspiration goes. I'm about to pitch a new comic that involves the supernatural in the 1940s and the WPA and being involved with it. And the pitch packet starts with a nod to the Club Obi-Wan moment. So it starts, or the pitch packet for publishers is Chinese hopping vampires in Chinatown, and the Three Brothers gang is modeled after the Chinese gangsters in the intro. So very formative to me. Very, very formative. The entire series. I always wanted to be Indiana Jones. I don't think that he's relatable. I know, Cam, you'd mentioned that he's like the relatable Clark Kent.
Well, it's your take, you know?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, he's the archetype that people like me aspire to. You know, the idea that you could be this pulp action hero and this learned academic at the same time,
You get
while
killed on your
still
own
being a
accord.
heartthrob.
As
Exactly.
opposed to working for the men.
Yeah, I want women to write messages to me on their eyelids and then blink so that I can read them, you know? And I love the idea of just being sort of a rogue and a wise ass and a professor at the same time. And I was on track to be a professor. The adventurer part, not so much.
And having another face instead of melt, but just sort of disintegrate on screen was also kind of fun to watch. That was a whole other level.
He chose
okay.
holy.
Like the ring. Eject
No
the
joke
tape. Don't look at it.
I know it's just like a cheap replica, but for Father's Day, I got this chalice.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. Chalice from the last movie.
Do you drink from it?
That's a cup of a king right there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And,
You got it past the seal?
Ironically, I do pose as an Anglican priest on the weekends, so it was sort of a double, many layered gift.
Nice.
I would not drink from this yet because it's very much paint on the inside.
Belongs in a museum.
You've chosen wisely. Yeah.
You got it past the seal. That's the good thing.
That's right. I forgot that Jehovah starts with an I in the Latin. So yeah.
Raiders. It's a Stone Cold classic. It's a perfect movie. Every shot, every scene is so well done. Even the point where you have an actor who unintentionally eats a fly on screen and doesn't break character.
Yes.
That little detail every time gets me.
Where is that? If you don't mind me
It's
asking.
Belloc when he's pointing the rocket launcher at him. Looking up and yelling at him. You can see
I say he is in character. He's sort of that evil.
I'll eat you for breakfast,
He's
fly.
just like, yes.
Right.
I'll eat that RPG
demonic.
if Indy fires it. Nom, nom,
I
nom.
ate a fly, Dr. Jones. What do you think of that?
It would hurt a fly.
He's
Growing up as a Jewish kid,
the...
seeing Nazis melt, always a great time for me.
Yes.
Great effects.
The second one has some really great sequences. The mine carting sequence is just so cool.
Yes.
The bridge sequence is so cool.
Six Flags has nothing on that.
Yeah.
It just makes you
don't examine the physics of it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It
has speed type physics, Gil. Yeah.
I hate Snake Shock! I hate him!
So again, but also, we're talking about Indiana Jones, the character. Yeah, it is very interesting. It's a very Clark Kent, but the thing is, his Superman is actually still very fallible. Where he fails a lot of times. He gets the crap eating out of him. He's swweating and
he never gets the last
end
word.
Of every movie.
He's not wimpy, but he's also not impervious. That's that's why I related to him. But I understand.
Jason, I really like that because we've been talking a few times, and we can talk about it during my segment. I don't want to cut in too much, but those old pulp heroes, your Flash Gordons and your
Doc
Savages and stuff. But they had that same characteristics, right? They were both smart and tough, but they never were really in any danger. The stakes were never there, and he's in nothing but danger. And I think that was a genius move.
That was a twist on it, as opposed to "I'll see you at the end of the next serial."
Right, there's that great scene in Last Crusade where the tank went over and they're all thinking he's dead. He's just standing behind them, but he's all tired. And they're like, "Oh, okay, you're still alive. Let's go." And he's like, "I need a break, guys."
There's so much humor for a non-comedy,
Yeah,
That's I think why people love it too. They're warm. It's like you're at a magic trick expo, and you're just getting warmed up for the next exercise.
Yeah. So that's why I think the character is so endearing. So
it's not all we shared. It's disgraceful. You're old enough to be her grandfather.
I'm as human as the next man.
I was the next man.
Ships that pass in the night.
I love how there's fantasy and adventure elements in the original trilogy in Dial of Destiny. I love how Temple of Doom has the horror elements. I love how Crusade and Dial of Destiny have some war combat. Anytime these films are on TV, I will put them on in the background, especially at Thanksgiving. They're the perfect comfort food with the right amount of emotional reward in between the creative danger sequences. So 5 out of 5.
Temple of Doom with the banquet scene.
Oh, come on.
And then, Cam, you said it earlier that we are going to die.
We are going to die.
Are so useful. If there's any minor thing and you're trying to speed someone up, like if there's a movie about to start, you go, "We are going to die." Make a huge deal out of it.
We are going to die.
And of course, we walk from here.
I used to say "No Time for Love," Dr. Jones.
Yeah, that's an amazing
No Time
one.
for Love. Tom and JJ often go deep hurting.
So yeah, all the great lines are in that one.
I was 6 years old when I first saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I've told this story before that my dad went to go see it up with my sister and my brother-in-law up in Woodstock, and he called my mom up. He said, whatever you do, if you take him to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark, the last 10 minutes, have him hide his face from the screen. And my mom's like, why? And he told her what happened. So we go to see it, and I'm in love with it. I'm falling in love with the movie, right? It comes to the end. They open up the Ark of the Covenant, and the whole thing happens where the face melts and the head explodes. And I'm going, cool. So, but when it comes down to, the way the movies were, I always look at the movies kind of like times in your life and stuff like that. So,
we'll return after these messages.
Hey,
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast recs and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up